So let's have a little discussion about inner work and mindset work. Because I think what is happening is people are really, truly losing the definition of mindset work and inner work. So, does mindset work include gratitude? Yes. Does mindset work include affirmations? Yes. Does mindset work include focusing on abundance, being in a high vibe state of mind? Yes, of course, it includes all of that. But do you know what inner work truly fucking is? Inner work is recognizing in yourself that you have created a story that is so deeply ingrained into your body, into your heart, into your soul, that it is a piece of your identity. It's a piece of your identity. So when people sit here, and I used to say like, oh, I thrive in when I'm stressed out. I'm super great in high pressure environments. I need to be stressed out in order to be successful. When it is something that is so fucking close to your heart that you actually are a little bit proud of that aspect of your identity. Doing the inner work with that means that when you recognize that you have this story that you're constantly telling yourself, for example, mine was, I was in the culinary industry for years. You used to have to bust your fucking ass and you used to have to be stressed out 24/7 in order to be successful. That's what the culinary industry is built on. It's built on low pay and high stress environments, all of a sudden realizing you have to bake a cake for 400 people. And it's also fucking nonstop. You are nonstop busy. You are doing all of the work, all of the motherfucking time, nonstop. So when stepping into the coaching world, tried to run my coaching business like that because it was a piece of my identity. I didn't understand that there was another way. I didn't understand that this was a story I was telling myself. In order to be successful, I had to work hard. In order to be successful, I had to work 16 plus hours a day. In order to be successful, I had to be stressed out all the fucking time. Starting to sweat. Got to take the coat off. In order to be successful, I needed to be in front of my computer 24/7, plugging away, trying to do live videos, trying to get leads, communicating with people. I told myself this story. And I believed this story 120% until I had to literally look in a mirror and realize what I was doing to myself. I was driving my business into the ground. I was driving my body physically into the ground. I was driving my heart, my soul, everything into the ground because I kept believing I needed to feel pressured in order to be successful. I needed to kill myself in order to be successful. I needed to be stressed out all the time in order to be successful. So I, as a human being, started stressing myself out over nothing. Literally over nothing. I would find the little itty bittiest things that would happen and I would blow them out of proportion. Oh my God, I have a bill. It's $50. Oh my God, it's $50 fucking dollars. What am I going to do? It's $50, right? Or I would sit here and I'd be like, oh my God, this woman wants a refund. What the fuck? Am I a bad coach? I'm a terrible coach. I'm a horrible coach. You're such a bad coach. You need to get better. And I would stress myself out so much because stress was comfortable. Stress was comfortable to me. I loved being stressed out because once I was stressed out, I was like, I know how to function as a human being here. I know how to function in a stressed out, pressured environment. I am this person who thrives in this environment. And I told myself that every single fucking day. Every single fucking day I told myself that. And I believed it. And the second I actually looked in a mirror and saw what I was doing to myself, to my business, to my body, was the hardest realization in the entire world. It was like being smacked in the face with a fucking shovel, and not in a good way. It hurt. It hurt so fucking bad. And I had to rewrite that story. I had to sit here and I had to break down every self-sabotaging thing I was doing, because that's what it is. You're self-sabotaging. I had to sit there and look at it and really look at it for what it was. I was using it as a crutch. I was using it as an excuse. I was using it because it made me feel comfortable. And you know what was uncomfortable? Doing the inner work and rewriting the story. Telling myself I didn't need to be stressed out 24/7 in order to run a business. Telling myself I didn't need to be like killing myself in order to run a business. That was uncomfortable to me. That's the inner work. You can sit here and you can create a story that becomes your identity. Hi, I'm Amanda King and I am so good under pressure. Hi, my name's Amanda King and I succeed most when the walls are closing in on me. You allow that to become a part of your identity. And the hardest part of inner work is detaching yourself from that identity, from sitting here and looking at this story that you constantly keep telling yourself and rewriting this story. Saying to yourself, you know what? I can be successful without driving myself into the ground. I can be stress-free and make money. That is the uncomfortable part. That is the inner work. And that is what 95% of people don't want to do. They would rather sit here in their nice, comfy zone. I did. They would rather sit in the plush ignorance of, I am a stressful person. I'm high strung. This always helps me. I flourish underneath pressure. They would rather sit in this comfort zone than really sit there and reflect at the lies that they've been telling themselves. Because that's what it is. It's lies. We tell ourselves lies in order to function as human beings. Because that's part of our identity. We don't want to let go of that identity. Who are we without that identity? Who are we? I remember when I lost my corporate pastry chef job, I had no idea who I was as a human being because I had attached myself so much to that. I was Amanda King. I was a pastry chef. Who am I without that title? Who am I without that part of my body? Who am I in general? It was a piece of my identity, just like these stories that you're telling yourself are your identity. They're your identity. And you are choosing right now to sit in that identity. You are choosing to sit in that identity. Because the other choice is to really take a deep, dark look into yourself and rewrite your story. And that is so fucking hard. It is so hard. Let me tell you, it is one of the hardest things you will ever do. One, facing yourself and telling yourself that the way you are currently going is not working for you or your business. Two, to have to sit there and actually dissect every little thing that you are doing wrong and every little lie that you are telling yourself. And number three, to actually admit to yourself that you're using it as a crutch. You're allowing yourself to use it as a crutch because it's an easy crutch. It's a comfortable crutch. You could crutch your little peg leg ass around on that thing for years because you have gotten so cozy in there. You got little pillows. You got throw pillows. You got the big Sherpa blankets. You love being in there. You got the aromatherapy candles. Girl, you in your comfort zone. And the scariest thing is to step out of it. The scariest thing is to step out of this big, plush, beautiful world that you've created into a stone cold room. Because that's what it is. Stepping out of your comfort zone and rewriting your story is like starting from scratch. It's being in a stone cold, empty room and trying to figure out how to fill it with furniture. Trying to figure out how to redecorate it. Trying to figure out a new room for yourself after you have been stuck in this one room for years. But you allow yourself to get stuck in that room. You allow yourself to sit with that Sherpa blanket and sip your hot cocoa. You allow it. I fucking allowed it. Every second of my fucking day did I allow it. It was comfortable. And every single time I tried to rewrite this story, I would fall back into my old story. I would sit here and I'd tell my coach, you know what? I'm done focusing on sales, to turn around and focus right back on sales. Why? Because it stressed me out and I loved stress. I would tell my coach, oh yeah, I'm not stressed that this person asked for a refund, when in fact I was fucking stressed out beyond belief because I thrived in stress. Because stress made me feel like I could accomplish something. Because once stress was gone, I was like, it was an endorphin hit. I was like, yeah, fucking crushed it. And so to rewrite a story where I was not stressed out, where I can live in an environment where I am not tied to my phone 24/7 was scary. It was uncomfortable. It was blech. It was all of it. It was terrible. This is the inner work, guys. It's not sitting here and saying, I am grateful for 5 things today. I am going to say this mantra over and over again. It is rewriting your identity. That's what it is. It is your identity. You have allowed it to become part of your identity. So now you need to rewrite it and you don't want to because it's terrible. It's scary. It's horrible. No one likes rewriting a part of their identity. But do you know what happens when you actually do the inner work? You break the fuck down. No, it's not all great. You break the fuck down. You break down for sometimes weeks. You tell yourself that you're never going to change, that you're always going to be the same, that nothing is going to work. You lie to yourself the entire time and you break the fuck down. But if you continue to do the inner work, if you continue to get uncomfortable, if you continue to shift through it, holy fuck is magic on the other side. I had to do this in October and my entire fucking business structure changed in 1 week. 1 week. I broke down for an entire week. Every day I cried. The littlest shit set me off. I was a ticking time bomb. I cried and I cried and I cried and I cried because I was literally ripping a part of my identity away from me. I was taking something that was so sacred, so beautiful, so ingrained inside of me. It was like someone was ripping me in half and taking something that I loved away from me. That is what doing the inner work is. That is what rewriting your story is. It is ripping a piece of you away, but it is a piece that does not serve you anymore. It is a piece that does not belong. It is a piece that just looks ugly on you, but you don't want to let it go because it's a comfortable piece. It's that Sherpa blanket. It's that hot cocoa. It's that big, beautifully designed room. But when you let it go and you go through the breakdowns and you go through what it feels like to lose someone, you go through grief, dude. It's grief. It's literally grief. You are losing something that is a part of you. And that is scary. And that is sad. And you will cry. You will cry so hard that you will not be like snot coming out of the nose, in the shower, with the water running down on you, crying to the point where you can't breathe. Because you are going through the grief process. You are losing something. But it does not serve you anymore. You are using it as a crutch and it is killing your life and your business. It is killing. It is like having a serial killer inside of you who is slowly poisoning you to death every single day. And you're allowing it to happen because you don't want to do the hard shit. You don't want to do the inner work. You don't want to step out onto the other side because it's uncomfortable. We all have to get uncomfortable. We all have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. If you think you can grow without being uncomfortable, you are out of your mind. You have to grow. And in order to grow, you have to identify these things. You have to work through them, and you have to stop using shit as a crutch. You have to stop using, oh, well, this is what I used to do. This is who I am as a crutch. And I love this, and this is going to piss off so many people right here, and this deserves to be a live video all on its own. Stop using your human design as a crutch, people. Your human design is a tool. It's a tool to help you in business. It is a tool to help you in life. It is not the defining thing that identifies you. You are using human design to become a part of your identity and using every single excuse that does not align with your design to become a part of you. So many people sit here and say, I'm a generator, I can't do this. I'm a manifester, I can't do this. I'm a projector, I can't do this. You can do whatever the fuck you put your mind to. You are choosing not to because once again, you are identifying with something and you are causing one thing to literally define who you are as a human being. But you need to rewrite your story, guys, because you will never go anywhere in life or business if you don't. If you continue to drag this suitcase of identities behind you, what do you expect to happen? It is like you are jumping into water with 2 fucking cement bricks tied to your feet and expecting to be able to breathe. Expecting to be able to reach the top. Expecting to be able to become this new, fully grown, rebirthed person. No, you're going to be pulled down. You are going to be pulled down so fast and so quickly, you will never stand a chance to reach the top because you allow yourself to do it. And this is harsh and this may hurt some people's feelings and this may trigger some people, but I would not be up here saying this if I didn't have to fucking do it myself. If I didn't have to go through the work, I would not be here if I did not. You know what happened when I rewrote my story? My business fucking took off again. When I rewrote this story, I took the shackles, the chains, the fucking bricks, whatever analogy you want to use, I took them off. I chose to take them off. And so I fucking flew. And you know what happened? My clients followed suit and they flew. But if you are going to be a person who is going to allow those bricks to weigh you down, that's on you. And no coach in the entire world can fix that. And that hurts to hear too. Because we, clients, people, human beings, jump from one coach to another coach to another coach to another coach, hoping that one of them is going to give us the answer to the secret. What's the secret sauce of success? What's the secret sauce of me? You are the only one who can figure that out. You're the only one. You can bounce, you can hire the most expensive coaches. You can go to Amanda Francis. You can go to Melanie and Lair. You can go to me. You can go to all of the fucking human beings. But if you can't even figure it out for yourself, it's not their job to do it for you. It's your job. I can sit here, I can ask you powerful questions, I can try to pull it out, but it is your job to identify that thing, not mine. I am not going to sit here and say, Ursula, it's this. Michelle, it's this. Denisa, it's this. It's not my fucking job. My job is to get you to find it within you. And if you have been bouncing from coach to coach to coach and can't find that, it has nothing to do with another coach. It's you. And you will not find success until you identify that. Until you identify these self-sabotaging behaviors. Until you identify that you need this work done. It's a process, people. It's a process. It's an uncomfortable, sucky, shitty process that needs to get done. It needs to get done. And don't rely on another coach to do it for you. Don't sit here and expect us to figure out all of your world's problems. That's not our job. We're figuring out our own shit. Because each and every single coach is still working on themselves. They are still doing the inner work. But the difference between them and other people is they do the inner work and then they show people how to do it. They lead by example. If you're a coach and you're not doing the inner work and you don't have clients, that's not a coincidence. It's because you are not leading by example. You have to go first and they follow. But if you aren't going first, how is anything going to change? How are you going to change? How is your business going to change? How is your life going to change? It's not. You're just going to keep falling back into your old patterns. You're just going to keep leaning on things as a crutch. You're going to keep making excuses. And it hurts to hear that. It hurts so bad when I had to say it to myself. I call them come to Jesus talks, right? You have to have a come to Jesus with yourself once in a while. And realize that everyone else is not the problem, it's you. And that's hard. It's hard to take responsibility for our own actions. It's hard to admit that we're wrong. It's hard to admit that we got shit to do, but we've got to do it. There is no one to keep you in check in entrepreneurships. Not a single person. You gave up that ability to have a boss when you decided to start your own business. You gave up that ability to have this self-reflection, to have someone tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong when you walked into this world of entrepreneurship. You are your own boss. You have to check yourself. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself, girl. You've got to check yourself. You've got to be the person who sits down and evaluates your own self. You've got to be the person who comes in and says, hey, come to Jesus talk, let's go. You've got to be the person who recognizes these triggers, recognizes these emotions, recognizes everything inside of you because no one else will do that for you. You are the boss. You are the CEO. You are the boss, bitch. Own it. Own it. Focus on yourself. Look within and take responsibility for what you're doing to yourself. And then figure a way out of it. Do the fucking inner work. Don't just glaze by it. Don't just be like, I did it. Gratitude. Money affirmations. Give me all the positivity. That's a fourth of inner work. Not even a fucking fourth. That's like an eighth of inner work. Inner work is not sitting here and saying, I am grateful for my dogs. I'm grateful for this car. I am grateful for money. And it's not sitting here and saying, I will be powerful and beautiful today. I am going to have a fantastic day. It's doing the fucking bullshit work no one wants to do. Inner work. Hashtag, it fucking sucks dick. It is horrible. It does not feel good. Once it's done, it feels freeing. It feels amazing. It's the best thing you can ever fucking do to yourself. It is like being high on a whole new fucking level. But you'll never know if you don't do it. You gotta get uncomfortable. If you think your business is gonna continue to grow with you sitting in that plush little room, you are straight up tripping. It's not gonna happen. And I'm sorry to be the one who's going to take like a glass ceiling and bash it over your head. I'm sorry to be the one who's sitting here and telling you the truth. But if I don't say it out loud, who's going to? And this will probably cause a bunch of people to unfollow me, probably to block me, and probably to think, who the fuck is she to be sitting here telling me what to do? Because I was in your fucking shoes 2 months ago. A month ago, it's November. I don't even know what fucking month it is anymore. I was at this point in my life a month ago. I went through it. It sucked ass. It was terrible. But I am so fucking happy I did it because I did it and then I saw the change and the shift in my clients. I saw the change and the shift in the ladies in my mastermind in the last month that we've been working together because I did it. They followed. I became the example. I became the leader. You have to do the same for your people. You have to lead them. And if you're not leading them, if you're not doing the inner work, if you're sitting here in a way, sitting in your own pity party of life, don't expect results. Don't expect things to happen. Inner work is key. And I will say this until I'm blue in the face and people don't watch my videos, but it's the fucking truth. And if you sit here and you think you can coast through coaching without doing inner work, you are crazy and your business will not grow. You want to know what every time I do a mastermind, I participate in mastermind in October, the number one thing that we fucking went over the entire mastermind was mindset. Every single time we got to strategy, we shifted back to mindset and inner work. The entire weekend, all we did was inner work. Because that's what's required to take your business from $0 to $100K to $200K to a fucking $1 million is mindset work, is the inner work. You have to do it, guys. It's not like it's optional. It is 100% required if you're going to be a good coach. There are plenty of coaches out there that are not good coaches, who are not doing the inner work, who are not following through with what they say that they're going to do. That's on them. I refuse to be one of those people. Do you? That's your choice. It's your decision to make. You have the opportunity right now to change your entire life. You have the opportunity today to sit here and say to yourself, I'm not going to fucking do this again. I'm not going to listen to this old fucking story. I am not going to be this person anymore. You have the choice to do that today. You have the choice to change your entire life, your entire business, your entire everything in this moment right now. What are you going to choose to do? What's your choice? Because it all lies on you, not me, not your coach, not your mom, not your dad, not your sister, not your brother, not your best friend, not Becky, that little freaking hooker down the street. Nothing to do with them. It's all with you. So today you have to choose. What are you going to do? Are you going to continue to let 2020 be the same way 2019 was? Are you going to strive to make 2020 better? Because all the strategy in the entire world is not going to get you where you need to go. It's the inner work. It's the mindset shit. It's all of it. 2020, yeah, there's strategy, there's business, but it's all mindset work until you can get to that point where you're okay to accept the strategy and the business aspect. And that's on you. So today, if you have the ability, take a chance. Do something new. Decide today that 2020 is not going to be like 2019 if 2019 sucked. Let me ask you, how many of you have honestly set the same fucking New Year's resolutions over and over again? How many of you have walked into a new year and said, this is going to be my year? And each year turns out like shit. Each year you don't move. Each year is just a fucking repeat of last year. Inner work. You're not doing it. You're not completely doing it. You're acting like you're doing it. You're saying you're doing it. You're not doing it. If you really want 2020 to be different, you got to fucking have a come to Jesus with yourself, come to the universe, come to source, come to Buddha, whoever you be talking to. You need to have that conversation with yourself and them and figure out what you need to work on now to make sure that 2020 is a different year, to make sure that 2020 is your best year, to make sure that 2020 is something so beautiful, so exciting, so brilliant, so awe-inspiring that at the end of 2020, you are going to cry your fucking eyes out because you cannot believe what an incredible year 2020 was. How many of you want that in life? I do. I want to be sitting here at the end of this year. I'm going to cry my eyes out on December 31st because 2019 was the best year of my fucking life, hands down. And 2020 is going to be even bigger and better. But I had to do the inner work to get me there. I had to do the inner work to get me here. So ask yourself today. It's your choice. I love you so much, and I hope you guys have an incredible day. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like what you saw, go right ahead and click the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to head over to iTunes and check out my podcast, Fierce as Fuck. Thank you so much, and go grab today by the balls and make it your bitch.